tell me about the team composition, because now in 2 years, you're already $1 million practice. What's the operation look like? Tell me about that composition.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, I am the only attorney still, and so that has been fun. But we have three paralegals, two of which speak Spanish, which is great for our region. I also have a intake and business development lead that takes almost all, if not all, of our intake calls from the beginning, and then builds the file in our system, and then assigns it out to the paralegal. And then paralegals are the one-stop shop. They do it all. I'm very fortunate with my team that they know it from start to finish in terms of pre-litigation. And then we brought on a paralegal to really help me with litigation. So it's just been, like I said, that wheel spoke type management where I'm involved in every level. And what's nice is the case, we don't sign a case unless it touches my desk. And unless it comes through me, I review it at the very least. And so we know every case that's coming through, exactly what we should get on a case like that, particularly like what we talked about before, based on who it's coming from, where it's coming from, and it's been really nice. I mean, the team, I got very lucky. I mean, I have a couple paralegals that have been doing this even longer than I have, so we're in a good spot.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And you're connected. You don't have a million meetings. You can make decisions quickly. You're really informed. You don't have those silos like the large, super large firms have. So talk to me about those early paralegals. Like, how are you sourcing talent? Did you, was it old school Indeed? Was it relationships? Like, tell me about them, because they seem like, really pivotal components of the team.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And it's mostly been relationships. I was fortunate enough to work with one of my paralegals before. I was trying to, for lack of a better phrase, steal her when I had other jobs before and bring her over, even to the point where when I wanted to start my firm, and this goes to the two paralegals that I started, I said, look, what do you need to leave your job? Because you're the one taking the risk too. You're leaving a steady paycheck to take a risk on me and Valley Injury Law. What do you need? I'm not going to negotiate. I'm not going to lowball you. What do you need to leave? And the two paralegals said this, and I said, all right, well, see you Monday. And so it's just been one of those things that because they bought in early, they have grown to have ownership of the firm as well, which is what I really love about our firm. It's not about me as much as I mean, granted, I'm the only lawyer. I can't do anything else without me, but hopefully as we grow and get more attorneys in the firm and do things like that, it's not about me. It's about the group. It's more about the team. It's not just the Travis Meltzer law firm.
Yeah, that labor-based leverage, allows you to do more, multiplies your efforts. I kind of want to. We've talked a little bit about this already, but I kind of want you to. I think it would be a fun thought exercise to have you reverse engineer this path to your first million. Just kind of like what pops in your brain on the critical components to get there, the things that you had to go through. Maybe if you could just, I'll let you riff for a little bit and just talk to the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error in the sense of what cases, when you start a firm, you're always concerned where that next case is going to come from. You don't know, and especially like you said before, I don't have that $1 million budget. I had zero backing. It was a bootstrapped, old school type business setup, and so I just had no clue. So in the beginning, we would just take everything. I mean, I would take drops from other firms. I said, hey, if you're thinking of dropping cases, let me review it. Let me take a look. Let me see. And a couple of those cases turned into six-figure cases. And so when you're looking at cases, I'm very creative, and my staff will kill me sometimes. I will take cases that they will not like. They just won't. But some of them work out. I mean, we've had plenty of those cases that coverage was an issue, but the injuries were there, but we ended up finding 6 other policies, and this case went from a $50,000 case to $350,000 case. And my staff, they gave me a hard time in the beginning. They've since obviously, changed the tune a little, but it's really just getting lucky in the sense of you're taking a risk on cases that most firms wouldn't. And not only if if you're not successful or not as successful as you want to be on that case, that's fine, because the client will remember that you're the firm that took it, and you're the firm that accepted the case. You're the firm that said, you know what, I got no's from 4 other firms, but Travis took my case. I might not have got the result I wanted, but he tried. And so that's what I've really tried to push and make it more. Have said it before, in discussions where I try really hard to look at each case as a person. It sounds weird to say, but really look at each case as a person because one, it is, but also it allows for me and my staff to really never lose sight that that is a person. It's not just hey, this is one of my 180 cases. I need to put a demand out. I need to move it across the desk. But no, this is Chris. This is Travis. This is Peter. And they are always people. And we've really, and it's worked in the sense because we've tried to make it more of a interpersonal relationship as opposed to a, I don't want to say procedural relationship, but a transactional one.